In the next room, Hu Xiaoshi stared at his phone. Candy Sweetie had quit the game, and the voice call had ended. He felt a little lost. Hu Qinyi leaned closer and grabbed his phone. Little rascal, you're finally done for. My tired brother is coming back soon, you'd better get ready. Hu Qinyi was the younger brother of Hu Junyao. Hu Xiaoshi kept a straight face and didn't say anything. Seeing him being a nuisance, Hu Xiaoshi ignored him and stood up. Hu Qinyi breathed a sigh of relief. Hey, don't be angry. If you still want to play, your uncle will play with you next time. Let me tell you. Your uncle is a pro at games, top 10 in the national rankings. My top player on the Chinese server is Sweetie, he's an online friend. Next time, I'll ask him to take you along. Uncle, I'm going to eat at a buffet. Please help me take this gray suit off. Oh. Thank you, uncle. As the only grandson of the Hu family, Hu Xiaoshi was pampered and privileged. His days were scientifically planned and strictly followed according to a schedule. Although he didn't go to school, he was busier than an adult. Hu Junyao wasn't here today, and Hu Qinyi really felt sorry for his little nephew, so he risked his life to let him play games all afternoon. But going out to eat? That was definitely challenging Hu Junyao's bottom line. Wait. Little rascal, just listen to me, my brother won't agree. Hu Qinyi earnestly advised. I only let you play games all afternoon because I saw you were studying so hard all day, and my brother wasn't around. Going out to eat at a buffet without permission? That's testing my brother's limits. If I get caught. Hu Xiaoshi gave him a cool look. As long as you don't get caught, isn't that enough? What? Hu Qinyi immediately felt a headache coming on. If he comes back, call or let me know. Hu Qinyi was startled and stopped him. But Hu Xiaoshi seemed not to hear him at all, went straight back to his bedroom, opened the wardrobe, and was about to grab any clothes to put on when he suddenly saw the gray limited edition beta suit. He put on the suit without thinking and walked straight out. Hu Qinyi watched him leave, feeling a chill run down his spine, as if a storm was about to break.
The powerful Hu Junyao came from the elevator and stepped out. Hu Qinyi was even more frightened.
Big brother?
Hu Junyao paused in taking off his coat, his dark eyes sweeping across the room, his face turning cold and said, "What are you doing blocking the doorway? Where is Xiaoshi?" With his entry, Hu Qinyi lowered his head, looking fearful, and timidly answered, "To the buffet downstairs." As soon as he said this, the tyrant suddenly turned around, startling Hu Qinyi. Hu Junyao had already walked past him and left.
The buffet at the first hotel cost 1,888 yuan per person. All kinds of seafood were available, unlimited. Su Nanqing was strolling around the food counter with a plate. Su Nanqing casually picked up a few things, and when she turned around, she saw her daughter standing behind her, staring at her with wide eyes. Hu Xiaoshi had only come to try it out, but unexpectedly, he actually saw this woman again. The usually taciturn boy's eyes now shone with an unprecedented joy. Seeing him staring at her silently, while the plate remained empty, Su Nanqing asked in confusion, "Baby, didn't you get what you wanted to eat?" Baby. Xiaoshi's face flushed. Although his grandparents occasionally called him that at home, the woman's voice had a lazy, nonchalant tone, which sounded surprisingly heartwarming. His eyes instantly reddened, and he asked with a wronged expression, "Are you my mommy?" Su Nanqing wondered. She sensed something was off with Xiaoguo's mood. Could it be because she had just been forced to quit the game? Although Su Xiaoguo was a little princess, she was always lively and active, surely not? Su Nanqing bent down and ruffled his hair, picked him up and chuckled softly. "All right, it's all mommy's fault. What do you want to eat? I'll get it for you, baby." Really is mommy. Hu Xiaoshi's eyes widened. He wanted to ask mommy why she abandoned him, and where she had been all these years. But all the words he wanted to say were swallowed back down. "Baby, mommy brought lots of delicious food. Let's go back to our seats and eat together, okay?" Having grown up with Hu Junyao, he wasn't good at expressing his feelings, so he could only nod heavily. Su Nanqing had no idea how complicated the child's emotions were at that moment. After putting some food on his plate, she took his hand and led him to a quiet, inconspicuous corner. Mousse cake, black forest cake, red velvet cake, tiramisu. I want one of everything delicious. Su Xiaoguo lingered in the pastry section, looking at the mousse cake and then at the black forest cake, hesitating before finally putting them both on her plate. Only then did she happily run off to find her mother. But as soon as she turned around, she saw a very handsome man walking aggressively towards her and standing in front of him. He then reached out his long arm, grabbed her, and forcibly dragged her out. Junk food, no eating allowed. Su Xiaoguo was stunned, then struggled violently. Who are you? What right do you have to tell me what to do? Let me go. Someone's kidnapping a child. The commotion attracted the attention of everyone in the dining hall. Hu Junyao, his face cold, suppressed his anger with his good manners in public. Because I'm your father. He loosened his grip slightly and met a tear-streaked face. Dad? Your dad? She finally had a father. She was no longer a child who had sprung from a rock. Although Su Xiaoguo was lively and outgoing, she still felt envious whenever she saw other children being lifted high by their fathers. Daddy! Su Xiaoguo was crying hysterically, her little body trembling, her little hands touching Hu Junyao face. His son's usually stern face was now much more lively, large tears rolling down his dark, grape-like eyes. It made him feel utterly helpless. Don't cry. Her soft voice made Hu Junyao swallow back the next sentence. A man doesn't easily shed tears. Hu Junyao said in a hoarse voice, then awkwardly reached out to wipe her tears, but his fingers were grasped by a soft little hand. Daddy. Su Xiaoguo gripped his large hand tightly, as if afraid her precious father would slip away. No matter how precocious he is, Xiaoshi is only 5 years old, he's still a child. His heart, which had always been as hard as steel, softened a little. She tilted her head back, her little face upturned, and said, Daddy, let's eat together. I can't let the duck I've got. Oops. I mean, the dad I've got fly away. Hu Junyao pursed his lips and glanced at his watch. I only have 1 hour. Daddy, put me down. I'm going to eat the cake I just chose. Su Xiaoguo was ecstatic. She'd picked up such a handsome father. Whether it was real or not, she'd hit the jackpot. Seeing this, Hu Chenyi, who had caught up, couldn't help but rub his eyes. I must be seeing things wrong. How could my older brother and Xiaoshi possibly be a loving father and filial son? Daddy, eat this, it's expensive. Daddy, don't drink juice at a buffet, it fills your stomach, it's not worth it. Hu Junyao stared at his son, who seemed like a different person, with a serious expression. Hu Chenyi, standing beside him, whispered. Brother, has Xiaoshi been possessed by someone? Hu Chenyi, already dumbfounded, thought. You know, before, Xiaoshi would rather go hungry or be beaten than submit. Has he finally seen the light today? Hu Chenyi thought he had escaped with his life when he heard the man's deep voice. I haven't settled accounts with you for what happened today, go back and reflect on your actions. Okay, bro. I'm off right now, bro. Tyrant. Dictator. I'm done for today. His older brother has a strong sense of control. If Xiaoshi was obedient, everything was fine, but if he disobeyed, the house would be in chaos. After choosing their food, Su Xiaoguo took Hu Junyao's hand and walked towards a corner. Daddy, mommy's over there. Following her direction, Hu Junyao saw the woman in the corner again. Her eyelids lowered, as if nothing around her mattered, indifferent as if she were isolated from the world. She rested her chin on one hand, holding a fork in the other, eating absent-mindedly, her movements exuding an indescribable charm. Hu Junyao withdrew his gaze, his eyes fixed on Su Xiaoguo. She's not your mommy. She is my mommy. Hu Junyao bent down, his face cold. Xiaoshi, remember, never trust any woman, especially a pretty one. Su Xiaoguo's eyes widened. A small matter? Not acknowledging mommy is a big deal. Her eyes immediately reddened. If you don't acknowledge mommy, then you're not my daddy. Hu Junyao's face was dark, his gloomy gaze seemingly piercing through her, even the mole at the corner of his eye radiating scrutiny. What kind of bewitching potion had that woman given his son? To make Xiaoshi say such things. And, he suddenly realized something, asking. You went downstairs with her? Su Xiaoguo said. Of course. I'm definitely with mommy. Oh. Just as he suspected. He knew Xiaoshi wouldn't suddenly want to eat at a buffet. Hu Junyao chuckled. This woman was flirting with another man downstairs this afternoon, and now she's trying to seduce him through his son. It seems the verbal warning he gave last night wasn't enough. He forcefully changed direction. Don't talk to her anymore. What? Let's go home. Such a handsome dad, it would be such a shame to miss out. I'm going to help mommy bring daddy home. She looked at her mother with a wronged expression, then looked up at her tall father and followed Hu Junyao. Daddy, isn't mommy pretty? She's even prettier than those celebrities. Marrying her would be so prestigious, I'd be so proud to be seen with her in public. What kind of outrageous things did that woman say to his son? Su Nanqing, slowly eating, was drowsy. Aren't you eating too much? Tonight, her daughter was unusually well behaved. The usually picky eater didn't pick out the carrots and ate them all, though it took her a little long. Xiaoshi rubbed his round belly. I'm a little full. But when I get back, I'll probably be locked up by the tyrant. I really don't want to leave mommy, I want to stay with her a little longer. Because he couldn't bear to leave his mother, he had dawdled for over an hour. Hearing this, he pursed his lips and stood up. I'll go get another cake. You can only eat one more piece. Su Nanqing twitched her lips and leaned back to rest with her eyes closed. At the same time, Su Xiaogua slipped back to check on Su Nanqing while she was getting something. Seeing how tired she looked, she felt a pang of heartache. Her mother had already taken up a lot of her sleep time by eating with her. She was still with her father, abandoning her mother. It was simply too wrong of her. Su Xiaogua went over and sighed. Mommy, are you sleepy? Then let's go back quickly. Okay. The little one had finally finished eating. Su Nanqing stretched, hummed in agreement, and led her away from the buffet restaurant. A minute later, Xiaoshi returned with a cake, only to find the table empty. The light in his eyes dimmed, and his shoulders slumped. Just then, a deep voice came from behind. Time's up. Xiaoshi's small body trembled slightly, and he turned around to see the tyrant standing impatiently behind him. He knew he was going to get a scolding when he got back. But unexpectedly, the next moment, Hu Junyo bent down and picked him up, asking, Are you full? What? Has the tyrant changed his ways today? In the top-tier suite. Ding. When the doorbell rang, Su Nanqing was about to lie down to sleep. She asked impatiently, Who is it? A strange male voice came. Miss Su, my surname is Hua. Hua. Su Nanqing got up and called out. Xiaogua, open the door. Mommy, I'm in the middle of a fierce team fight. Watch out for the backline. Little Chin Chin, how many times have you died? How come you can deliver food faster than a takeout deliver man? Su Xiaogua, sitting on the sofa, angrily retorted without even looking up. Su Nanqing sighed and went to open the door. Standing outside wasn't Hu Junyo, but a man around 20 years old, dressed in white casual clothes, leaning against the wall playing games on his phone. His narrow eyes, similar to Hu Junyo's, were slightly upturned, and his features exuded a sunny and harmless feeling, making him look like a well-mannered rich kid. Seeing the door open, Hu Junyo first lowered his voice and said in the game. Boss, I'm dead anyway, this game depends on you. Her expressionless face showed a hint of dejection and sleepiness. Her voice was very low. What's up? After saying that, he turned off the voice chat and then looked up and down at Su Nanqing. The woman's skin was stunningly white, and her originally obedient almond-shaped eyes were slightly lowered. No wonder she dared to seduce her older brother, she really does have impressive assets.